Here it is, guys. You love this show. You absolutely love it, despite being absolute nonsense. Doesn't matter. I said this last year, but we're going to do it again, have little arguments, and see what we can do. We're going to kick off with 13th to 20th, right down the bottom of the Premier League. I've got Rory.
Oh, yeah?
Rory's he knows how to win Premier League games as a Chelsea fan. I've got Ped, also starting to know how to win games.
Just know how to be in the Premier League.
But you also do know, back in the old days, you used to enjoy this little section, didn't you?
No, never enjoyed it. Never enjoyed it.
And then, of course, the big story.
That's right. Look at us at the top. That's
You're the top.
I like
Matt,
that.
co-owner of Ball Street. You will, if you haven't seen this playoff video, go and watch it on the Ball Street channel, where they went up via the playoffs. So they are probably the most likely team to be down there, right?
That's a spirit.
That's why I'm here, right? Okay.
Kind of why you're here, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to go through it, have a chat, see who we think is going to be in the bottom three, and if it goes to deadlock, if we can't, because there are four of us, if it goes to deadlock within our votes, then you guys can vote. It's going to be, I'm not going to wait like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It's literally the next vote on the comments. So you should be commenting all the time with the teams that you think are going to be in your bottom three, and so on as we go along, because that could happen at any moment. Understand? Do we understand?
Yes.
We're good.
Understood.
Should we just start?
Yeah.
So let's do that. Right, well, let's start with the promoted teams. Matt, on a social club with Ped, you said, I'd rather reign in heaven. No, was it? What's the phrase? I'd
rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
Well, welcome to hell. Hell here. Where do you see, you can put it there first and then we'll see if we need to move it about. Where do you see Huddersfield going?
Okay. So I think that everyone's going to go 20th, Huddersfield. That's what everyone's going to think. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with, all the pundits are coming out and saying it. I'm absolutely fine with that. I like being beneath the radar. I think that when people underestimate you, that's a good thing. You're away from when we're at Goodison and it's 0-0 at half time and Ped and Barry are starting to throw their pies on the pitch because they're getting stressed out. That's going to work in our favour.
Right.
Now, it's a tough challenge, but I'm actually sorry, mate.
You're on camera.
I think we're staying up.
Yeah?
I think we're staying
Do you think
up.
Steve Mooney, or whatever it's called, is the guy? This reeks of Barnsley 97-98. It reeks of Watford 2000.
Well,
but who's Steve Mooney?
It reeks of Bournemouth a couple of years ago for me, because we've got one of the best young managers in the game. It's probably the best manager that these people have never heard of. Right, David Wagner. The Wagner factor is going to play out. He got his signings done early. He managed to take the team that had the fourth lowest budget in the Championship and somehow managed to get them out of the division, playing the best football in the league as well. So I am going to go and say, we're not finishing there. We're not finishing there. Do you know where we're going for? 12.
No, this is the table here.
Oh shit. Well, I think we're not. I think we're going to be 15th.
Okay.
There you go.
It's on the board as well, is that?
Well, yeah, it can move. It can move.
There you
it
go.
Can move. Ped, thoughts on that? And here's the next question then. Is anyone going to finish below Huddersfield?
Yes,
this season?
they are.
Okay.
I'm going to say Huddersfield are going to finish 18th. These are going to have one of those seasons where you just think you're going to stay up, but you're not. I'm going to say below them are going to be Burnley.
Burnley?
I think Burnley are going to have a very tough season. They've just sold their best centre-back to us. The keeper's going to have another amazing season if they're going to stay up. There's possibilities of them selling Gray, is it? I think they might be selling to Watford.
Who was a bit injury prone last year.
Yeah.
So they were solid at home. 10 of their 11 wins at home.
They've got to do that again. Like, even if they lost a quarter of those games, they would be in massive trouble because of their away form, and I don't see them staying in the division. I think they're really going to struggle.
Okay.
So I'm going to put.
Go on. Where are you putting Burnley?
I'll put Burnley.
I think it's going to be tough for Burnley.
I'm going to put them 19th.
You're putting them. Okay.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to finish below Burnley?
Yes.
Got it right.
Newcastle
Yes,
United.
come on,
They are.
Newcastle.
They definitely are.
Go on.
Newcastle United are going to finish bottom of the league.
No, they're not.
They are.
Where are you getting this from?
It's a science I've been working on, and it's definitely going to happen. And I'll tell you why. They have a very, very dodgy owner, Mike Ashley. He's worth a fortune, but he won't spend a fortune on
Allegedly.
the club.
But rock bottom.
They're going to finish rock bottom because they've got Rafael Benitez, who, regardless of my personal feelings towards him, is an excellent manager, and he's probably too good for a club that is in their position. They're going to lose their manager early.
Yeah, there's
He's going.
friction.
Yes, I think he'll be gone by the end of the month.
They're going to lose their manager early.
Honestly, I think he'll walk.
Yeah.
I think he'll walk.
If I were a betting man, my money would be on Benitez to be the first manager out the door. And if that happens, whoever they get in isn't going to be as qualified a manager as Benitez.
Kerbishley.
In which case, you've just ratified my suggestion. Newcastle, can I do it? Is that
Oh, no, I can't. I've got to veto that.
I'm fully agreeing. I'm fully agreeing.
You would do.
I'm a fully signed up hater of Newcastle. You know this.
We've had this trouble in the past. Every time we talk about Newcastle, people get very,
I don't
very
care.
angry.
It's good.
They're not. That is their squad.
Tell me who they bought. Tell me who they bought.
I don't know.
Exactly. They bought nobody.
The problem.
They bought
Christian
nobody.
Atsu, they bought. I think.
But their squad last year was way too good for the Championship.
Was he?
Yeah, it was. It was way too good.
They won it because Brighton went on the ale. For the last, they did.
Also, their manager.
That is true.
Yeah.
Also, you could say their manager was way too good for the Championship. If their manager got, I'm kind of basing this whole prediction on Benitez not lasting past September.
Yeah. Big Sam going back.
You think Vic's going to go back?
Come on.
I would say that I think that last year, when it's Newcastle, everyone in that league's FA Cup finals Newcastle.
You're still hurting because of what they did to you at
It
Loftus
hurt.
Road.
They were.
What was the score?
6-0. All right, it was 6-0.
Who'd you support again?
At home.
We Spark Rangers.
Okay.
Well, I'm very proud to. But I think Brighton, they had a great form up until January.
Yeah.
Then they did have a little bit of a wobble.
They've not done that much. They've got Izzy Browning, which I love as a signing, but I'm not sure they're cut out to enable him to thrive.
Yeah.
I think Brighton could be. I think they could be in the bottom three.
I think they're bottom.
They're gonna. I think one thing I would worry about. They're gonna be the kind of fans that are gonna enjoy every game. You know, we're here just to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's such a terrible mentality,
we're gonna
isn't it?
enjoy. We're gonna go to Stamford and all that, and that's not the mentality in the Premier League.
But that'll give you more of a chance because the players still
Come
have
up.
some kind of confidence.
Come up and hate everybody.
Agreed.
Just hate them from the start. That's the Matt's mentality. Come up and just go. Who do you think you are? And just go. You're an honourable use. You've never been to League Two.
So okay, right, vote then. Who says Newcastle bottom?
One vote.
I'm gonna go 18th.
You're going 18th. Who says Brighton bottom? That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Brighton bottom.
So this is based purely on a Huddersfield love, nothing to do with where you think Brighton are actually going to finish.
I think looking back at last season as well, right? They were a good side and they were consistent, and but more importantly than anything, they were hard to score against.
Yeah.
They were solid, like defensively. I think that goes out. I think they're going to struggle to score next year, and actually, a lot of the teams are going to be able to beat them. I think they're in for a lot of draws, and that's about it.
What do the comments say? Just quickly. Who they shout?
I'll say Huddersfield are down. I bet you.
Well, they don't agree with Newcastle.
They don't agree with Newcastle.
They wouldn't.
So there's no other contender for finishing bottom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right, we're doing it.
Go for that then.
Brighton are finishing bottom. Sorry, Brighton fans.
Quite an autocratic system here.
Right.
James doesn't agree.
Yeah, it's not happening. Is anyone else finishing below Huddersfield? Is there anyone else who's definitely got a chance to go down?
So that's where we got pen.
Hang on a minute, Newcastle is safe. How's that happened? We've gone from the
I know.
finishing.
I think Newcastle will finish
You're better than
17th.
that. You're Judas.
I want to be better than that.
Mr. Iscariot.
But I've just actually thought about it, and I actually want about 5 teams in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
So it's not always the case.
That's the one.
This is the one for me. They're going to be right down there. Hughes will not last the season. No chance.
I love Stoke, but what Elliot's just been telling me is that they've sold a few of their best players. They've not really done much to bring them in yet. A few of their old, what's the Walters?
Yeah, so Whelan's gone, the heart of the team's gone, Walters gone. It's kind of gone back to Crouch. The big buys that they made last year, so that's, I think, Mbula just before that hasn't worked out.
Arnautovic has gone.
Arnautovic has gone. Who else has gone? There's another one that's gone.
They brought in Zuma, haven't they?
Yeah.
They brought Zuma in, yeah.
Yeah, which is...
Do you rate him?
Look, before he got injured, he was an excellent player. We played Tottenham in a cup final and in 2015, and he played played out of his skin. You know, we threw him in the deep end against a really lively Tottenham team, and he shone. Since then, he's done his knee terribly. Have you seen the footage? You know, when it bends the wrong way, and we never know, do you? When a player comes back from that sort of thing, he hasn't looked great.
Yeah.
And the odd time he's played for us since that injury, he hasn't looked great. Hence this move. Can a team pin their survival on him? Probably not.
I think someone that's been living in Chelsea and is named after a Michelin star sushi restaurant is not going to cut it at Stoke. So let's get them down.
Do you know what his middle name is as well? Genuinely, do you know what Kurt Zuma's middle name is?
What?
His name is Kurt Happy Zuma.
Happy Zuma.
How happy is he going to be?
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Don't finish that sentence. That's hard. Right. So what? Are Stoke going to finish below?
I would say I'm going to say 15th.
We're going 50.
Yeah.
All right, so you got...
I'm going to say 15th. I'm saying 15th.
Stoke are a great club,
I think
by the way.
Butland could be the difference within this season. Having him back could be the difference. One good goalkeeper can
He
sometimes.
can, yeah.
Will Huddersfield finish above Watford? Marco Silva?
I think Watford are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
same old.
I think Nathaniel Shalobah is a fantastic signing for them. I think Will Hughes has a big future in the game. People seem to be very optimistic about what he's going to achieve. I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as the general consensus seems to suggest with them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy. Yeah.
Shit, I'm starting to think we're going down.
Yeah.
now.
All right, any other
We're
contenders?
down. Right, let's cut. We're down.
Swansea.
Swansea, Sigurdsson, if he goes.
If he goes, though, they will have nearly £50 million burning a hole in their pocket that they can go and spend.
They've got an excellent managerial team as well.
Paul Clement's he's a great manager. I think he's going to be a great manager. Maybe not Swansea, but I think his pedigree of who he's coached with is brilliant. And I think he wants to sell Sigurdsson. That's the irony of the whole situation. Yeah. He wants rid of him so we can reinvest that money. And the longer it drags on, it's actually worse for them than it is for us.
Who are they going to buy, though? Is there anyone that
I don't know after people Everton buy, never mind who Swansea are going to buy. So, but I see they really struggled last season, and the last few games obviously Sigurdsson was a big difference. Yeah. But I do like the kid they've got at the back, Alfie Mawson is a really good English centre back. So I think they could be.
So where's hang on?
Newcastle are in one of these spots, and so are Swansea.
This isn't on there, but the teams we've got, I think, are going to be there or thereabouts. I agree. I think West Brom got a very small squad.
They've overstayed their welcome.
Squad.
They've been punching.
These teams that have got a little bit of know-how. Yeah. They're the one for the other show where I think
Saints. What about the Saints? Are the Saints going to struggle?
I think the Saints will struggle as well. Not right down there though.
No,
16, 17. I think. Do you know what? I actually think this. I think they'll be even lower.
You're just a host, you don't have an opinion.
I'm just saying, we need to move it along. I reckon they'll do well because they'll have a decent defence, and I think Newcastle will just about. I
think Newcastle fans will be happy with that.
Yeah,
genuinely.
If you
coming up and not spending too much money.
If you come up and consolidate, that's a good season.
So then, final spot then. Everyone's happy with that?
I'm not happy with that. I'm at Huddersfield at 18.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we got David Wagner as the manager. Don't care what you know about Rafael Benitez. But you know what I mean?
Newcastle might pinch your manager though.
Yeah. Could definitely happen actually.
He ain't going there. Not after what he's done.
Final spot, 13th for this video, for this live. You going West Brom? You think Palace can have a good year?
Loads of pace.
Do have a lot of pace.
And I think that's the key.
Had a lot of pace last year though.
Had the wrong manager trying to harness the pace. Yeah. That's the difference. Pace isn't worth anything when you're going like that.
Okay.
I think that's taken a nice shape. I'm quite happy with that.
You're happy with that? Okay. Well, there you go. That's the first live. We've got 2 still to go. 12th up to 6th. Ped and Paul and Flav are going to be battling out to see who isn't in that one, because they all want to obviously be in the top 4 this season. So go and check that one out and get involved. If it goes to deadlock, remember you have the casting vote. Let us know who you think are going to be your bottom 3. Who's going to finish bottom? Can Huddersfield survive? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and we'll see you in the next live.
Dislike it.